Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Shock House, Dallas. As you can see, it's me, CC, always alongside with my buddies. Let's bring them on in. Ladies and gentlemen, from here is Keith and Pugs. Bada bing, there's Keith.
Ooh,
Hi, Keith. How are you?
what's up, host?
And there's Pugs. Hello, Pugs.
Hi, everybody.
Yay.
So was it
It's
just
the Shock
me? Was it just me, or did that opening theme sound bad today? It was
Yeah,
skipping. Was it skipping?
Yeah,
I was skipping on my end.
it was silent at the beginning. It was like,
Oh,
Pugs my hands. God, that's all I heard.
we heard the Pugs Moran, though.
Yeah, Restream is absolute garbage. For those of you who are unaware, Restream sucks. Now,
Yeah, I got a beef with Restream.
Uh-oh.
Now-
It may not be Restream. It may be TikTok. I got a beef with TikTok.
I want to hear about that, but I have never used anything other than Restream. So maybe the entire technology just sucks across the board, but Restream is not ready for commercial consumption. They have not worked the bugs out of it, yet they're collecting subscription fees.
Yeah.
Amen.
When me and Keith first started, we used what was it, Streamlab, Keith?
I don't know.
And
Just
then
send me the
yeah,
link.
he don't know. He just comes on. He's just like,
I don't know. What are we doing?
yeah. But my beef is with probably TikTok or Streamlab. I don't know who it is. So we stream our show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Come to find out that I can't stream our show on TikTok again, so I emailed somebody over there at Restream. I said, "Hey, what the heck? What's the deal?" So they told me that TikTok has a rule that if you're streaming your show, you have to be 50% gaming for your show in order for them to stream your show.
What?
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that explains why I don't watch a whole lot of content on TikTok.
Yeah.
But Pat McAfee's on there. Why can't I be on there?
Gaming. He talks about
Howard-
games.
Yeah, he talks about games. Good point.
You know?
Wait, we talk sports though.
Hey,
What's about game?
So what do we? Well, I wouldn't know how to make 50. I wouldn't want 50% of our content to be gaming.
Yeah. No.
Sorry. So
let's play Madden, bro.
If we're gonna play like Mario Kart or something, I might be down for that. Hey, just saying.
By the way, the Shock House show is brought to you by Big K Cherry Cola. What's our drinks today, boys?
Oh man, a mini Dr Pepper.
A mini Dr. Pepper. Very nice.
Gatorade,
And
ones.
Gatorade.
Rehydrated.
Rehydrated.
Now I'm having to drink the minis because I drank all the big ones, so now I'm drinking my kids' drinks. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I do what you gotta do, man.
I
Sorry,
get
kids.
paid for tomorrow, you know.
Sorry, kids. Yeah, big week, man. We lost some legends, man, over the week. We lost at first. They come in threes. I'm waiting for the third one. I don't know. Jamal Warner was first, Theo Huxtable, and then the great Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday. So, wonder who the three is. Who's coming in three?
Well, that's a good question. Let's see here. Did somebody die just before Malcolm Jamal Warner that maybe can be the front end of the Death Trilogy? I love Death Trilogies, by the way.
I do too.
I'm a big fan of
Sounds morbid, but you know.
Okay.
I have a guess. My Deadpool leader.
Ooh.
I hate to say it because I like the guy, but I'm gonna go with William Shatner.
You think William Shatner is going to die?
I do.
Why?
I was watching the show Unexplained Files or something that he's on now, and man, he's right at that edge where you can tell he's going downhill quick, man.
I don't know if you guys have heard the rumors, but I've seen some rumors that the immortal Hulk Hogan may be on his deathbed.
What you talking about, dude?
Yes. His old buddy, Bubba the Love Sponge, if you guys remember Bubba, who lent his wife to the Hulkster
Yeah.
and got him paid pretty well. It went on the radio show and said that Hogan had a back procedure that went haywire, and now he has a trach, and he's not doing so good. So Could it be the Hulkster being number 3?
Man.
Well, we've got Malcolm Jamal Warner, 54. He died on the 20th. He died on Sunday. I don't think we heard about it until Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday morning.
Mm-hmm. So that's Malcolm Jamal Warner. Then, of course, we had Ozzy yesterday. Ozzy died yesterday. Yesterday was what, the 22nd? So that's the 20th, the 22nd. Let's look at the 19th. Let's see if there was anybody that died on the 19th that we are forgetting about. No. So far, a lot of people, though. I'm looking at Wikipedia's list of 2025 deaths, and this is all just for, Jesus, the 19th of July, 2025. There's like 50 people listed here. Like 50 people with Wikipedia pages died on the 19th alone. Let's see if any of them can join the.
Any of them worthy of joining the other three?
No, not a single. I mean, you've got Yashim Taher, 88, Pakistani broadcaster. He was very big.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Oh, come on. You don't know the David Letterman of Pakistan?
Of course. You're right. You are absolutely right. I forgot about. Yeah, he's a legend.
Let's see on the 18th. Let's see if we got anybody on the 18th. Now, how about Florencia, Portuguese singer.
Love her.
I was gonna say that.
Great music.
Jimmy Hunt. He was an American actor. Invasion from Mars. He was in nothing. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think we might be waiting on the third as opposed to having the third or the first already established.
I'm throwing my name in the hat, the Hulkster. I'm going to go with the Hulkster. I don't know. I have a feeling that the Hulkster may not kick out of this one, brother.
No way, dude.
No,
I don't know, man. I'm sticking with William Shatner. I hate to do that too because I like William Shatner.
That's a weird one, Keith. Well, that's like a random. He's not even that old.
Yeah, he's not even in the hospital.
There's been no reports of him being sick. I'll tell you who I'm going with. You want to hear my next big one? And it might make you cry. Bruce Willis.
Oh, damn. I should have thought about that. You know what?
He doesn't even know who he is.
Reports today are that Bruce Willis is really bad shape. He can no longer communicate. He can no longer stand. He can no longer move things around. That's a story today about Bruce Willis.
He doesn't even recognize his own movies, from what I've heard.
Man,
that's terrible.
That's a rough one. I mean, I'd rather it be William Shatner, but.
Well, if it's got to be, we're going between Shatner or Willis, I would certainly. Here it is, Bruce Willis health update. It says here, health battle worsens as he can no longer speak, read, or stand.
God, what, man? That's crazy. It just shows, man. It just shows it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody because that slide from healthy, top of his game, movie actor to where he is now is actually legit sad as fuck.
All right, let me ask you this. All right. So we got Malcolm Jamal Warner dead on the 20th. We got Ozzy Osbourne dead on the 22nd. We're trying to determine if there was a celebrity that would be the first in the trifecta or if we're still waiting on the third. Guys, let me offer you this. On the 16th last week, this was a big story if you're an old person. Connie Francis. Anything? Nothing?
Well, who's Connie Francis?
She's a big singer. Your grandma loved her. I promise you that. Connie Francis was a big singer. All right. She was big. When she died, they made a big deal out of it. I'm not familiar with her, but I remember CNN was like, breaking news, iconic American singer Connie Francis has died at the age of 92. Isn't that what happens, though? Like if you're a celebrity, right? Let's say we're celebrities. Isn't it better to be a celebrity that dies at like 68 than a celebrity who dies at 102?
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people have basically said, like, oh man, the way that Elvis went out, perfect. The way that Elvis went out.
Well, yeah. Here's my argument here. Okay, so Ozzy Osbourne obviously lived a long, long life. Not super long.
Surprisingly, are we all surprised he lasted that long?
Yeah. I mean, when we first saw the Osbourne 25 years ago, we were like, oh, this guy is not going to be around for season 2. But he, you know, outkicked his coverage and he lived to not a ripe old age. Ozzy was not old, man.
He looked like it, but he wasn't.
No, I mean, he was an older statesman and all that shit,
Yeah.
but Ozzy wasn't 95. Okay. Ozzy was like
76.
in his 70s. That's by today's standards, that's like late 50s, 25 years ago, right? I mean, people are just living longer. So he's not old. He is an icon. Malcolm Jamal Warner died at 54. I don't know why we cared so much about that, because that dude ain't done nothing since the Cosby Show.
I think it was the shock of his death is what people are like, oh, he drowned.
Wait a minute.
You know?
I'm changing my pick.
Go ahead.
I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Bill Cosby. I'm going to change it from William Shatner to Bill Cosby. I think
he came out of hiding, didn't he?
You know what I mean? Look, I think I see the trend here. They're going to go with the Cosby Show, and then the death of Theodore is just going to crush him, and I think he's could be next, man.
I don't know. I think, unfortunately, that dude's probably going to live to be 108. Anyway, back to my point. Like, Connie Francis. Like, I know that Connie Francis was a big name. I know that she was big and famous, but she was big and famous 65 years ago. She outlived her fame to the point where she dies late, and people are like, was she famous? Really? Yeah, she was really fucking famous back in the day. It's just she lived so long. She hasn't been relevant in 40 years. So multiple generations have no idea who she is. Meanwhile, we're acting like Malcolm Jamal Warner's some great loss. Seriously, people
I know. Yeah,
let me tell you something. My friend, one of the great supporters of my radio career, here early in the 2000s, a local entrepreneur by the name of Dallas Hale, and one of the coolest motherfuckers I ever met in this town, just dropped dead yesterday. And we're all incredibly upset about it. And we're all trying. So fuck Malcolm Jamal Warner. Everybody dies. Okay. This guy is not a major celebrity. What he does is connect a lot of people of my generation to a time when we were kids. That's all it is. It's a sentimental attachment. And might I add, that sentimental attachment has a lot of ook on it now, because we didn't know that Dad was a serial rapist.
What's more famous death? Malcolm Jamal Warner or Screech from Saved by the Bell?
Screech. I think Screech was by far a more relevant character, because everybody knew and made fun of Screech. Let's be honest. We all forgot the fuck about Malcolm Jamal Warner as soon as he left the Cosby Show. He didn't go on to have some great film career. He did Malcolm and Eddie for 3 seasons, and Eddie Griffin is the one who got the career out of that, not him.
Yeah.
You know what his great role was that you might be able to point to over the last 20 years?
No.
Malcolm Jamal Warner played Al Collins in The People versus O.J. Simpson. If you saw that miniseries,
that's right. That's right.
That was his big star turn 30 years after being this iconic American. Right. He didn't do anything with his career. And you know what? If I sound like I'm being mean, Cece, maybe you heard it on my show yesterday. I had a run-in with Malcolm Jamal Warner in 1992, and the dude was an asshole. Okay? No. So there you go. I rest. You found out about me. I think he's an asshole. Screw him. God bless Dallas, who we lost yesterday.
Oh, real quick, I want to. Speaking of your show, I saw the end of it today, and these people that are wanting to go back to California because they follow Joe Rogan, and it's like, but it's like you guys are describing. What I wanted to say is like they're all in Austin. Okay, first off.
Austin, no. A couple of the examples were in Dallas.
Were in Dallas, but they're a bunch of nobodies. Let's be honest. Who the hell were they?
Mega influencers.
Yeah. It's like Shane Gillis, shocked me. Is like you said, and
he hates Texas.
Yeah, he hates Texas. His house was out of power for 3 days after a storm. I don't know, Shane Gillis. You got some money? Perhaps maybe buy a fucking generator.
No, let me tell you something. All right, can I stop as someone from somewhere else who recently lives somewhere else, another place that also has fucked up weather with horrible blizzards that bury the entire city for weeks at a time? We don't lose power. Texans lose power because your situation is fucked up, and all of you Texans are brainwashed into thinking you got the best situation going, and you think it's totally normal to be out of power for 3 fucking days. It ain't normal.
And then our state senator gets on a jet and goes on vacation.
Right, because he knows it ain't gonna get fixed.
Yeah.
No,
Fucking ERCOT.
I'm serious. Look, I choose to be here. I was born and raised in the Midwest. I fucking love it here. I got back here as soon as I can. But let's not pretend like that's normal. Shane Gillis is not out of line for being, we lost the power for 3 days. You don't lose power in LA for 3 days. You don't lose power in New York, Boston, Philadelphia, just here, because we've got some 3-card Monty electric system set up.
Only in Texas, baby.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh man, they picked the worst city though, Austin. It's like Austin is like, it's a different area down there, man. It's totally different than what it is up here.
See, I don't. I push back. I think that's programming. I like Austin, man. Every time I go to Austin, I have fun. I would choose to live in Austin over Dallas.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I'm on board too, man.
More opportunity. Austin is a wide open city with all kinds of opportunity, and that midsection of Texas between San Antonio and Austin is just ripe for anybody who wants to define it. North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, this is good old boys. This is old school.
Yeah,
where are you from, son? We don't do things like that up here. So no, I mean, yeah, I would be. I love
Austin. You lost.
I love Austin.
Yeah, but I would just want to bring that. And I don't know if you saw my comment. You were talking about the red zone. You know who invented the red zone? By the way, Keith, did you know the red zone is it's going to be on ESPN now?
Well, not yet. The deal has not gone through, but ESPN is trying to buy the NFL Network, or NFL Media Properties, which, interestingly enough, was created simply to drive up the price of live sports broadcasts for ESPN. Like, the only reason the NFL owners got together and said, what if we had our own platform, and told ESPN they had to pay extra because we'll just air it on our own. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
And 20-something years later, ESPN is like, maybe we should just buy it. So what that means is they're going to acquire the only thing that anybody gives a shit about the NFL Network, which is the Red Zone Network.
You know who invented the Red Zone?
I do.
Yeah. No? Pugs?
Mm-hmm.
John Taffer from Bar Rescue. You know who John Taffer is from Bar Rescue?
Of course.
Yeah, he invented the red zone.
I don't believe that for one fucking second.
Look it up.
Cite your source. You look it up.
Yeah.
You're wasting my time. Now I got to look something up because you're talking out your ass.
All right,
you
I'm
look
on
it up. Present it
Look.
to him.
All right, let me look it up here.
Hold on, Keith. Is that who you thought?
Yeah,
See?
I agreed with him on that one.
Are you guys looking up? I'll explain how absurd this is. Now, granted, I don't know what John Tapper's full background is. I assume he was a restaurateur and a guy who ran bars, okay? I do not know how a dude like that gets his way into the NFL offices in New York to pitch them.
Okay. All right. Not the red zone. He invented the NFL Sunday Ticket.
Oh, you made us look fucking stupid.
Completely different.
I knew it was one of them.
But it's completely wrong. I mean, it's totally different. Look, inventing the red zone, whoever did that is a genius.
Yeah.
They figured out how to connect with the casual football fan who is not watching their team at the moment. And it is genius. And I love it. The NFL Sunday Ticket is just a way to now that I get because he owned bars.
Yeah,
right.
He showed games, so I could see him totally different.
Damn it.
I feel vindicated. I feel like there's no way.
I'm always wrong, man.
So let me ask you this. One of the big concerns, though, about the NFL media properties being absorbed into ESPN, including the red zone, they will implement commercials in red zones.
God, man. They're running it.
Ruin it.
Why?
They don't get it at all. That's the appeal of the red zone, that any minute they could jump to something. And then I also love how they always have like really cool replays of good plays queued up just in case there's nothing happening. They're like, wow, we just saw this 80-yard return.
And when you're gambling on sports, that is the channel to watch, man.
Yeah,
like you
he-
get the
He
highlights.
knows about that.
I'm telling you, man, I watch it all day long on Sunday because I can see, okay, so and so just scored a touchdown, or he just completed an 80-yard pass, or they show every big play. It's genius, man, and they're gonna fucking ruin it.
They are. They are. They're going to ruin it with commercials. Commercials suck. What did I miss in the commercial? You know, they're going to be. I don't know. Hey, by the way, when I was talking about it earlier on my show, did you hear me talking about Andrew Siciliano?
Those ears. Good Lord.
Well, how did that guy ever get on TV?
I don't know.
You gotta know somebody.
He knows somebody. Yeah.
He's good though. I mean, all things aside,
Yeah, he's
good.
smart as hell, but those ears, man, they're so fucking distracting.
I know how this business works. You close your eyes, you listen to him. He sounds great. You put a TV camera on him, and it's like, who let the gremlin in the studio? He looks like a gremlin in a $5,000 suit.
It's like he should be on the NFL Network on Sirius XM.
I'm not out of my mind, right? Those ears, I always thought, what is going on with those ears? Other people notice it. Nobody's made fun of them on social music because they're all pussies.
Oh, I'm sure they have. I'm sure there's people out there.
What are you worried you're going to hurt Andrew Siciliano's feelings?
Right.
He's a man. He can take it. He knows his ears are fucked up.
He knows
Probably
his
hears
ears.
us talking about him right now.
But why didn't he get? He can hear. Why didn't he get those fixed? Why do we? You go to TV, you know, you can't get them fixed. You ever seen a Doberman Pinscher? He could get the Doberman Pinscher thing.
Have to wear the fucking
Can you imagine?
attitude.
Can you imagine he shows up and he's got this?
Look, man, he's been able to make it with them to this point. He can't change it now. People would be more freaked out by him changing it.
I would. I think I would.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's like I'm trying to think. Oh, it's like when Roseanne was fat, and then she got that skinny surgery, and then her face shrunk, and then people thought she was weird, and then she got fat again.
Oh, it's like when Al Roker went from being heavyset to being super skinny. That was crazy, man. He looked totally different.
Dude, you mentioned Roseanne. You didn't mention John Goodman.
Oh,
John Goodman
too.
now.
Yeah, he looks sick,
John
man.
Goodman now.
He looks like he died 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He put him on the Deadpool. Put him on the Deadpool.
John Goodman looks terrible. And I love John Goodman.
I do
Oh,
too.
you know who else? Al Sharpton.
It's another one that's weird.
And he already dead?
I don't know. No, he's not dead.
No, Sharpton's not dead.
Oh.
Here's a question about that though. Okay, let me ask you about people these grand weight losses.
Oh.
How do you feel like? How?
Talking about Ozempic?
No, I'm talking about. We just described a bunch of people who went through some obvious public physical changes, right? They went from being large, fat people that we all loved, and then they lost weight, and then it's like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
In the real world, like, all right, I'll give you an example. So my friend was dating this girl after college, and she was really attractive. Well, she's hot. She's a good-looking chick. Then we found out that in high school she was super fat, and then she was like really fat, and then she lost all of this weight. And I remember having a conversation with my friend who wanted to break up with her because one, he's a shallow idiot, but two, he couldn't get it out of his head. He saw a picture of her in high school.
Oh, I fucked him up, man. No, I get it.
Okay. Let me ask you this though. What was it? Did she have the skin still there was it tight and tone?
I don't think so. I don't. Well, first of all, she was very attractive, but she wasn't tight and toned. She was kind of. You would not say she's a fat girl. You would say that's what is the term they use? Buxom and vivacious, and she was one of those. She looked great, thick. Yeah. Thick. Would be very popular in 2025.
Right.
1991, she was still considered a little thick. So I don't know about the whole stretchy stuff and all that, but she was very pretty. We met her very pretty, and after a weight loss of 120 pounds.
That's a lot.
She was only like 5'5".
That's a lot. Holy cow.
She was 250 pounds.
Did she get surgery or did she just?
I don't know what she did. I don't know what she did. I don't know if there was the surgery back then. I think
back in '99.
I think she just changed her life. She's probably doing Richard Simmons shit in her living room on the VCR, that kind of thing. But whatever. But yeah, he had a real sort of crisis because he couldn't justify. I don't know. I thought it was strange But it reminded me of that, us talking about these celebrities who we now reject because we liked them better when they were fat.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
reverse of it. It's shocking,
It's the
man. I
reverse.
understand what your friend went through. I same thing happened with me, kind of. I dated a girl that was real thin, not real thin, but looked good or whatever. And I
Oh,
saw
you
a
know-
picture of her years before that, and she was like 100 pounds heavier, and it
You
threw
wanna-
me off. And that's
wanna
all
know-
in my mind was the original, not the new version of her. And we ended up breaking up because of it.
It's okay for you to say that, Keith, because you're absurdly skinny.
Yeah,
As he's
CC and I are
scarfing
fat guys.
burgers down.
Yeah, CC and I, we really shouldn't be criticizing the women we're with or the women we're lucky enough to have laying next to us. You're
Yeah.
a skinny guy. You can talk all the shit you want.
Yeah.
fair
I
enough.
always said to my exes, thank you.
How much do I owe you?
No. Never did
All
that.
right.
You know
Well-
who is? You know who? Hang on, real quick. I saw somebody not too long ago. Dude, talk about a weird transformation. Have you guys seen the latest of Artie Lane? Remember Artie Lane?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't seen him lately. He's got no
Oh.
nose, right?
He's got no nose, man.
Yeah.
And he's like full on, like it's like sunk in almost. It's woof. I saw that. I was like, whoa, that's him?
He's a legitimate train wreck of a human being.
Yeah. Oof.
Artie Lane? I don't even know who the fuck.
Artie
that is.
Lane from the Howard. He was big on the Howard Stern show for a while.
You mean
You what?
Beetlejuice?
What's a Beetlejuice?
Love Howard Stern.
Okay, let's talk about Trump. What do you guys feel about him pretty much telling the Commanders, change your name back to the Redskins or you're not going to get a new stadium?
Can you say that to the Guardians too? Isn't he like the Guardians? Guardians
Needs to
for
be
no
the Indians.
reason. Yeah, the Guardians caught strays. There's no
Yeah.
deal that he can influence. The Commanders deal he might be able to influence. There's no way that he can influence. There's nothing going on with Cleveland, and yet he tosses a stray out to them.
They need to be the Indians too. They need to bring
All
him back.
Ugh,
Willie Mays Hayes, I loved him. He was a great player for the Indians.
I don't know, man.
What was his name? Soriano?
Yeah, Serrano. I love Serrano.
Joe Boo.
You have no problems.
All right, let's do this. Let's
Mike-
not just start doing lines from Major League. Continue.
Is this going to be the new norm now? Like the president's just going to jump into Roger Goodell's shit and tell him, "Hey, go back to the Redskins, or you're not going to get your stadium."
Oh man, dude, look, let me tell you something. We're coming up on football season here, and this dude, if this Epstein thing isn't settled down and he's still throwing distractions
I
out
don't
there,
know him.
I'll tell you, the first rookie wide receiver with a funny haircut is going to take some shit from the president on Truth Social.
Yeah.
Why are we watching the NFL? Did you see these haircuts? He's going to use. I believe that, especially if he's still looking for distractions, because he is looking for distractions, and that's all this Guardians and Redskins bullshit is. He's looking for anything that will make people stirred up and want to talk about something other than Epstein. There's going to be I predicted here. There's going to be an issue with the NFL because everybody's going to be talking about it, and Trump's going to try and dominate that conversation with some kind of nonsense.
It's going to try to bring up some kind of issue with the flag, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be something that touches on people's patriotic duty to stand and salute. I'm telling you, it's going to be something like that for sure.
Yeah,
Because that showed up a lot of issues when Colin Kaepernick did it, and Trump's got to deflect. He's got to deflect.
If you think there are going to be no statements made by empowered millionaire 25-year-olds about these ICE raids and all of that, we're these players, man, they are more about social media clout than they are about an NFL contract. They've seen dudes like Pat McAfee go, I'm not going to play in the NFL anymore. I can make more money podcasting in my basement. I mean, you can't quiet these people in the age of social media, and a lot of them are just looking for attention. A lot of them are just looking for the brand and all of that. And, they want to be the martyr for the cause. Trump's not going to be able to resist. Yeah, he's going to war with the NFL this season. I promise you. I don't know what the issue is, but it's coming.
It's
They're
coming.
all woke.
They're all woke. Look at they're all the Sleepy Joe Football League.
So what do
This
you
is
guys
the results of the Biden administration.
What do you guys think of this whole Redskins
Look,
Guardians thing? What tell me about? You know what? Don't tell me now in 10 years ago when this story was going around. What side were you on? Were you on the they should maybe change or they should keep it?
No, I was on they should keep it because it's a traditional name, and then when you look into it, it's like, who was really offended? Like,
Native Americans.
well, not, but then
What do
then
you
they
mean
came out. But then
Traditional.
they came out.
It's a
They came out and
traditional
said no.
slur. It's a traditional
But
slur.
they came
It's
out
not a
and said,
name.
I know.
Nobody, hold on. Nobody ever in the history of American Indian relations said, let me tell you something. Some of the best people I know are these Redskins over here. It was always fucking Redskins. Kill the Redskins. The Redskins are the worst. It was always a pejorative. So let's make that clear. It was never a loving term to describe our red-faced neighbors.
But what about the Indians? What about just Indians?
Well, that's just stupidity. That's just
Yeah.
dumb. They're not from India. They are native to here. Columbus got fucking lost, and because some moron made a mistake in 1492, now we're mislabeling an entire group of indigenous people. And if some Indian goes, I just don't like it because it's fucking stupid, that's good enough for me. That's fine. And can I be honest? Guardians is a cool name. I like
Guardians is a cool name, but it's like, not to bring up, Major League, but man, that's what you kind of Chief Wahoo. You got that logo.
That one, man, come on, man. The Indians, all right, that's fine. I don't see any offensiveness to that, but Redskins, I don't know. I hate to be that guy. It's like, wait a minute, you're being offensive, but it's facts, man. Like, it'd be like if we were the Dallas Honkies, I probably wouldn't be like, it's got a good ring to it, bro, and I think it's okay. Like, I don't know, man. It's just
it was a different time back when they were naming the teams, and it just stuck around for many, many years until recently, when they,
So here's the other thing too, and you almost fell into it, CC. But a lot of people are like, why I got to change the name from Redskins? They always go, who's it offended? Huh? I never heard, Well, obviously it's offending somebody because the story doesn't get traction over the course of 15, 20 years. And it's been a movement for a while. It doesn't get traction because there is some official Indian group, Native American, some official indigenous group that has been raising hell about this. So whatever. And then you always get the dudes like, I got a friend who's 1/8 Cherokee and he doesn't mind. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Let me be clear though. Let me be clear. I don't give a shit. I hate that team. I'm not a fan of that team in any way, shape, or form. The stupid hogs, Joe Theismann, they can all S my D. However, I don't care.
They did bring back their throwback jerseys, but they didn't change the helmet, and I think that's what stirred the whole Trump thing. Is because they didn't change the helmet to the throwback like it was. They came out with the new jerseys or the throwback jerseys, but not the helmet.
The helmet was badass. That representation of the Indian in the headdress.
Yes.
What Indian would think that's not cool as fuck?
Right.
I mean, that's cool. I don't know. I don't see how that is, offensive. You're using our cultural images for your own. Yeah, we're keeping your fucking culture alive is what we're doing. Yeah. We're showing entire generations how cool your little hats were. Those hats were cool. You people, this is not an insult, okay? We like this about you.
Yeah, and then guys like Keith go across the Red River or the up in Oklahoma and give you all his money.
The image on the Redskins helmet wasn't of some savage raping a pioneer daughter, right? I mean, it's just a cool ass headdress.
Right.
It's not offensive. It's a great piece of art.
I agree. Yeah. Look, I don't want to be that guy. Like I said, I don't want to be that guy that's offended by everything, but the name needs to change. It needs to stay the same. You can't be the Redskins anymore, but the headdress, I agree. Nothing wrong with that.
The name doesn't need to change back. There's no reason for it to change back.
Oh, no. I think the Commander sounds fine.
It sounds fine. And again, I don't care about the team. You know,
Better than the fucking football team. God almighty, that was a terrible name.
I thought that was fun for a couple of years.
What?
I thought that was so unique that it was kind of interesting. Now, certainly they changed it, but how is that any different than half of these American soccer teams that are just like Dallas Football Club or whatever?
FC Dallas.
Thing. It's the
You
same.
know, it took me the longest time to
outraged.
It took me the longest time to figure out what the fuck FC stood for.
Oh, really?
I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, because we don't think of it as football. It should be
Right.
SC.
Yeah.
In
SC.
America, it should be
Right.
SC.
Exactly.
Hey, let me say one more thing though about all this stuff because I've always found this interesting. I'm of course a fan of my Chicago Blackhawks hockey team, and people are always like, "Well, what about the Blackhawks?" Do you know why the Blackhawks are totally fine and nobody's ever had a problem with the Blackhawks as opposed
Because
to
there were Warriors.
No. Well, it's close. You're almost there, but Redskins were Warriors too. No, the difference is, and this is why there's never any call for the Blackhawks to have to change their name. The difference is the Redskins are a general term for an entire group of people. The term is often been used pejoratively. All right. Redskins, group of people. The Blackhawks are named after Chief Blackhawk. One dude. One badass Midwestern warrior. And by the way, he's not the only. The Atlanta Hawks are named after Chief Blackhawk. The Atlanta Hawks were originally the Quad City Blackhawks, and they were named because the Quad Cities is where Chief Blackhawk was. Then it is also the name of an American military squadron, the Black Hawk Squadron, where we now have the Black Hawk Squadron is the Black Hawk helicopter squadrons. But all the way back in the day, they were an armored tank assault unit, and they were like the SEALs of their time. So the difference being Redskins is a sweeping term for a group of people that's very generalized. Blackhawk is about the admiration of one man, and there's a giant statue of him. So you can see we're not exploiting, a white man hatred of an entire race of people. Instead, we're celebrating one of their great leaders, and that's the difference. So every time somebody says, "Well, what about the Blackhawks?" I go, "Sit down. I'm going to fucking school you. It's different."
That was interesting. I did not know that.
Native American groups love the Blackhawks. They love the logo. They love the jersey and all that because we are
celebrating. I think I like the Blackhawks now. That's
cool. Yeah, Chief Blackhawk.
Chris Chelios.
Check out his Wikipedia page. Seriously, Chief Blackhawk was a badass. And in the Midwest, everything is named after him because he was badass. He was the ruler.
Before we get into training camp stuff, I talked to Keith about it on our podcast on Sunday. Let me ask you, Pugs. Happy Gilmore 2 coming out Friday on Netflix. You excited? Or is it too little too late?
Nah, I'm not. I liked Happy Gilmore. Of course, I liked Happy Gilmore 1. It's a fun movie. It's a disposable movie. It's one of about 100 great comedies from that era that all blend together. They're all wonderful. I don't need a 2. I don't need a continuation. You know what? Maybe Adam Sandler make another good original movie instead of. I'm just a little bit worn out of milking successful content.
I just hope it don't come out like Joe Dirt 2. Good God, that was terrible.
Didn't even know there was a Joe Dirt 2.
Yeah, that's how good it was.
Yeah, that's how great it was. Yeah, they presented it on Joe Dirt 2 was the big premiere of the free channel on Crackle. If you remember Crackle, it's free TV, and that was their big thing, their grand opening. They're going to show Joe Dirt 2
exclusive rights
on Crackle
of Joe Dirt.
But that Brandy from Joe Dirt 1.
God bless her. Bless her.
When that chick, isn't she one of the twins from Sweet Valley High?
Yeah.
Isn't that who that chick was?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's one of them.
She's one of them.
There was another one in reserve.
I think the other one quit acting and just stayed home. I don't know.
Yeah.
So training camp is upon us, boys. Big story out of here, of course, is Micah Parsons versus Jerry Jones going back and forth through the media. Jerry saying, look, We're not guaranteed that he's going to play a full season pretty much. And why should we pay him this? And then, Micah in return, I see the similarity in this like they did 2 years ago with Dak. And I see the similarity with this like they did last year with CeeDee Lamb.
And DeMarcus Lawrence.
And DeMarcus Lawrence. They're going to sign him. Let's quit this bickering stuff. I mean, what do you guys think? Is Micah going to get signed? Obviously, I think so. Yes.
I think he gets signed. I don't know if it's going to be here though.
Ooh.
I think it's like that, man. I think
you think he plays out his last year of the contract without a new one?
I do, man. Just because look, he's a younger kid, man. He's like a young man, right? And like we were talking about earlier, like they can make money on podcasts, right? I think he wants to play for Dallas, but I think the bullshit that they're feeding him right now is he's the kind of guy that has that ego that's going to kind of eat at him. And he's not going to like be as enthusiastic about playing for a team that didn't go and jump the gun and give him the money up front and do what they had to do and made him put the pressure on them to make that decision. I think he's going to end up somewhere else.
I'm starting to see a trend of the players now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm starting to see this. Like I think the players now are going to rebel against Jerry, and they're just going to play for themselves and screw what Jerry says.
Oh,
I think that's the mentality that this team is going forward.
So 2-15 season is
Right.
what you're
Yeah.
predicting. Because what you're describing is a complete breakdown in the locker room.
Yeah.
There is no authority and they're just doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
Keith, let me go back to something that you said, and you referred back to my statement that, someone like Pat McAfee walked away from the NFL because he saw a bigger and more lucrative career in podcasting. Micah Parsons ain't Pat McAfee, okay? Micah Parsons, I've never heard this guy, and I've heard him be interviewed. I've never heard him say anything interesting.
Well, and he's got something because
he's arrogant. He's self-centered. He's not particularly articulate. He's not what I'd call a brilliant mind. And all of those things together, that's going to get him a contract to do a podcast, but it won't get a second one because he's not good. Not everybody can be charismatic. Not everybody can be
Bleacher Report, right? Bleacher Report gave him all that money to do his podcast.
Yeah, he got paid. They're all getting paid because they're names, and people will click on names they know. But that's not the trick. The trick is getting to listen to 15 episodes in a row. And once you realize that Micah Parsons is a fucking idiot, and he's a monster of a football player. Any team would be happy to have him. Any fan base would bend over backwards to make him feel welcome. But he is not Pat McAfee. All right. No. He ain't Joe Rogan. He doesn't have the skill set to be successful at that. So to Keith's point, dude's got to play football. And to that end, there is no way this kid is playing football in an empty contract year. If he's got no contract at the end of the year, he blows his leg out on Thanksgiving Day. That's going to affect him to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. He will sit out until he gets a contract.
Yeah.
He will
not. If he does not get a contract when this season starts, he is sitting out.
Jerry, there's no way he'll risk it. There's nobody that handles his money, and it's a significant amount of money already. There is nobody that would allow him to play an open-ended contract where his career could just be over, right? Yeah. So I do think that Jerry will sign him because Jerry does this with everybody.
Yeah.
But if he if he doesn't sign him, he will sit. Yeah, last minute. And by last minute, we mean like Saturday before opening Sunday.
Yeah. Right. What he did with Dak Prescott. It's like what?
I don't think Micah needs to practice anyway. I don't know that he's not a rookie.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's not be silly here because I just realized something. No, he does. Micah needs to be out there practicing because Eberflus's defense is very different. It is a very different from what they had before. And, Micah's great, but you guys also got Jack Sanborn, and he knows Eberflus's defense. Eberflus brought him because Sanborn was the undrafted rookie who nobody gave a shit about, who actually popped when Eberflus started him as the Mike linebacker. Sanborn can play now, and Micah's got to get up to speed on what this new defense looks like. So
they got to sign him, but I don't know. I got a bad feeling about it.
Oh, by the way, I'm not suggesting that Jack Sanborn is going to usurp Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Please don't get that. What I'm saying is, as far as like the leadership of that group, right now it's got to be Jack Sanborn because he understands everything that Eberflus wants, and nobody else on that team does. Sanborn played for him for 2 years.
So
It's the only coach he's ever had.
if everybody's healthy this season, are we a 11, 12 win team or what? I'm just curious as to what y'all think, because my bias, of course, makes me want to say, yeah, we're going to win 11, 12 games, but like on paper, are we that team?
I still want to see what the running game is.
What
want to see
paper?
what the running game is.
What paper, Keith? A Dallas paper, or like or a non-biased paper that is looking at the Cowboys the way the rest of us look at the Cowboys? Dude, they might go 500. I am predicting an absolute horrid season because of all of these issues with our players, with Micah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I don't love Shotzi. Oh, I know Shotzi is like, oh, we all got hope, and I don't love him. Yeah. Nobody else wanted him. It's not like there was a line of people wanting. When they announced him as the new head coach, I went, who's that? Never heard of him. I mean, is he related to Marty? And yeah, of course. Yeah. It's the only reason he got the job. So I am not optimistic. I am not optimistic at all. I think there's a lot of unhappy players, and I don't think they did a whole lot with this coaching staff. Eberflus is a good defensive coach, but basically retarded in every other aspect. So but I mentioned that because I've heard people say, well, even if he's a rookie head coach and he's got Eberflus, who was a head coach, I'm like, yeah, bad one. Yeah. that is not what you want.
Talking about the guy that had a timeout and didn't use it? That guy?
Jesus, man. I mean, come on.
That defense is going to have to be really good because I think the offense is going to struggle this year.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're going to be able to protect. I don't think they're going to be able to protect Dak. We're not going to have much of a running game that's really going to open up unless Blue, the guy from Texas, is a baller and can step right in and go off. I don't know. I got a bad feeling they didn't do a lot to protect Dak, man. And he needs time to let his receivers get downfield, turn around, put their hands up, show them where to throw it. I'm worried about it.
And I still think up here, Dak's ankle injury. I think that still is going to fuck with him. I don't think he wants to try to be the in pocket passer, and that's just not him, man. That's just not him.
I think if the Cowboys can keep games close with Dak and CeeDee Lamb, they are always a blink away from scoring 7 points. I think
George Pickens too. George Pickens.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what that looks like because I'm not sold on George Pickens. Isn't he a bit of a distraction? Isn't that what we need in the Cowboys locker room? Another guy who's a me guy? I don't know.
The missing puzzle piece, man. Of course, that's what we need. One more guy to get in there and think it's all about.
The 90s Cowboys had all those characters in their locker room.
Yeah, we had Jimmy Johnson too, man. We had a guy that could manage.
Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was set straight. So would Troy Aikman too. Don't kid yourself about Troy Aikman. I've heard stories about him. He put them in line.
So let me ask you about the only real big question I have about the Cowboys, because I think the offense, if those guys are playing, I think the offense is going to be fine. I think that's a good offense. The defense, we'll see. I think that Eberflus is a very good defensive coach. That is undeniable. He took a defense that was torn down. He took a defense, I'll say it again, he inherited a defense with Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, the other end who was in Dallas and Miami, the killer Robert. Whoever. Anyway, and a bunch of other people. Jackson, Eddie Jackson at safety. He took a team. He inherited a team with like 6 Pro Bowlers on the defense. In 1 week into his tenure, they had stripped everybody gone. And by the end of the season, he had returned a top 5 defense. He can play. He made a star out of Jack Sanborn. I mean, I know you guys don't know what you got, but in Chicago, we're like, holy shit, where did that guy come from? I mean, so Eberflus is a good coach. My question is this. Do the Cowboys have an offensive line, a healthy, strong offensive line that you can depend on?
We don't.
No.
We didn't do enough to replace the pieces that left us, man. Zach Martin being gone, that's so huge and underrated, man. And I think that, and Tyron Smith gone. I mean, it all started when Travis Frederick originally had to retire or whatever. Then it started all kind of slipping downhill a little bit, and then now you've lost 3 main pieces. I'd do anything to have a guy like Doug Free back again, man. Like,
and since this is like the thing, we used to have a great offensive line. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned something like Tyler Biadasz. Remember all these dudes that we lost who were real stalwarts there. Does Dak have the ability to evade a rush at this point after all the injuries? I mean, he ain't Justin Field out there or Lamar Jackson or anybody. Like, what has he got left as far as being able to create after, the line gives way? Or is he going to take 68 sacks?
Listen, would you rather have Dak Prescott or Justin Fields starting at quarterback as a Cowboy fan? I know you're not a Cowboy fan.
Justin Fields.
You really have Justin Fields and Dak Prescott?
With this team, I'd rather have Justin Fields. Yeah, because look, I saw enough of nonsense where everything broke down and then he ran for like 80 yards. So I'm like,
Justin Fields can at least run. Yeah, if anything breaks down, he can run.
There's a chance.
That
right?
Prescott, I don't know. That Prescott, 8 years ago, he could run. But that Prescott now,
before the injury, that's what made him such a dynamic player, man. It was a big part of it. And watch him rolling out and throwing on the run. He was incredible.
There were 2 years when Dak was one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league. There were 2 years, and we just haven't seen that in about 2 years.
I'm telling you, it's all up here. I think mentally those injuries fuck.
I think it's a physical thing too, man. I don't think it's all mental.
I've seen pictures of him on that beach, and that ankle was like this fucking wide.
But they can do magical things now with injuries. They can fix these guys up. I just really think that in order for him to be successful, they've got to have a running game, and in order to have a running game, you got to have an offensive line. And I don't think they address the issues this offseason, and I think they win 7 or 8 games this season.
So let me ask you something here. Let just switch. Let me bring up the team that I follow and something that was said yesterday, and I want to tell you if you guys think this is nuts or not. So.
Okay.
My Chicago Bears, they opened training camp today. Yesterday was the big press conference with your general manager and our head coach. So Ben Johnson, our new head coach, he comes up there, and one of the first questions is, what are your goals for Caleb Williams? You were brought in, you're the offensive genius. He's this uber talent. You two are supposed to this whole thing, right? What are your goals for him? Here's what the head coach of the Chicago Bears put publicly out there as stated goals for his quarterback. 4,000 yards and 70% completion percentage. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Ben's being criticized in Chicago Bears circles, and I happen to agree that I think it's nonsense for the coach to state this early, that those are the goals. I mean, what are we saying? If he doesn't have a 70% completion percentage, he didn't match his goal and the season was a bust. What are we talking about here? That's kind of unfair, I think, but Ben Johnson is kind of chippy, we're learning, and he likes to talk shit, and he likes to get under his player's skin. Now, 70% completion percentage, 4,000 yards. That's 4,000 yards. It's done. Yeah. 70% completion percentage.
That's pretty high.
Do you know how many people had a 70% completion percentage in the NFL last year?
I'm going to say 3.
2.
5.
Oh.
5. But that's an outlier. Last year is an outlier because the NFL offenses have changed. We're now doing more these dink and dunk passes with higher completion percentages and all that stuff. So last year was an outlier. Do you know how many threw at a 70% completion percentage in the year before last year 5 did it?
I'm going to say with 3.
0. Do you know how many the year before?
0.
Trent, I'm going to say 0.
0. Do you know how many the year before?
0.
0. Do you know how many the year before that?
0.
1. Joe Burrow, his rookie year. Or his second year or whatever.
Joe Burrow, I should have known. That's
the point is this. Setting a goal of a 70% completion rating for your quarterback is insane.
Yeah.
And it's there's no last year who did it? Jared Goff, of course. Right. Jared Goff led the NFL. 72.5 I think was his completion rate.
I don't even think Mahomes got 70%.
No, Mahomes was not in it. It was Geno Smith. What was it? Geno Smith was there. Who else was there? I think Lamar was there. I think Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar had a good season. He was very accurate last year.
I think Josh was there, and I also want. And by the way, the criteria here is must have started 10 games, so you must start at least 10 games. Somebody else that was, I think it was Darnold. I think it was Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think he had like, yeah. That's crazy to think. Just think about that list. Like out of that list right there, there's two elite quarterbacks on that list.
Well,
5.
But do you think setting the bar like that is really a negative? You don't think maybe that pushes your guy to want to exceed that? Or do you think that automatically causes him to put his own pressure on him to where he's going to come nowhere near that percentage?
I think it's going to put the pressure on him, and he's going to be out there, and he's just going to make terrible decision throws. Because he's going to have that pressure on him, I think.
One, I'm not worried about the pressure on Caleb. I'm not worried at all about the relationship between him and Ben. I think if Ben said that, it's probably something he said to Caleb to his face. And seeing those two, they seem to have a really good jocular back and forth. I can do it. No, you can't. That kind of thing. So I'm not worried about undue pressure on Caleb. Here is what I am worried about. I am worried that the head coach has now, on the first day of camp, put out there to all of the chirpers on social media and all of these people, they've put out there what the line of demarcation for failure this year is. And I think it's bullshit that there are going to be people who are going to be mad at Caleb Williams because he doesn't have a 70% completion rating, and all of this was avoidable if the head coach hadn't thrown it out there. Now it's out there. So that's my only concern about it. But I'm not worried about Caleb crumbling to the pressure. Look, this kid's a leader. I'm so proud of this kid and his blue painted nails. This kid showed up on Saturday for rookie report day because, as he said, I'm the leader of this team. He goes, I don't want these new kids coming in here and me not being here. Veterans didn't have to report till yesterday. He shows up on Saturday. He was the first guy there. I love that as my leader. Now let's see if he can play.
No, you're right. Because Keith can attest to this. I was not a fan of Caleb Williams coming out of USC. He won me over last year. He definitely won me over last year. And, I am now a Caleb Williams fan because I just thought to myself, like, who does this guy think he is? Just going to come out and say, I want to be drafted by who I want to be drafted by. It's like the nerve of this guy. He didn't even do anything at USC. And now, you see the talent that he is, and okay, I like him.
Let me point this out again. He never said that, CC. You are ascribing things that the media parasites put out there speculating. Well,
his agent said it.
I was at a bar. No, he didn't have an agent. This came from his cousin who was saying that it was his dad who said that. He didn't have an agent at this point.
His cousin T-Bone.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not. But hey, look, you write that. If you're able to go with that story as some hack NFL writer, you're going to get clicks.
Yeah.
You're going to get
That's why I think Shedeur is going to have a good season if he gets to play.
Shut up.
I'm serious, man.
If he gets to play. I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to beat Dillon Gabriel. I think they took Dillon Gabriel like 3 rounds earlier. You think
Oregon.
That pick?
Oregon.
Watch.
Those Oregon quarterbacks.
6 weeks.
Hey, what do you guys think, honestly, what do you guys think of Colorado retiring Shedeur's number?
I thought it was a great Gillis joke. Gillis at the ESPYs when he pointed out that it's not nepotism. That it's because he made it to the Fiesta Bowl.
No, yeah.
Or no, he almost
won the Fiesta.
He almost won the Fiesta Bowl.
It has nothing to do with his dad being there. Nothing.
Yeah, a career like 12-13 record, and he almost won the Fiesta Bowl. Not nepotism at all. Yeah, but it's nonsense. It's nonsense. And don't you feel bad for other Cordell Stewart? How about Sal and Nessie? Can we go back this far? You guys remember Sal and Nessie? Sal and Nessie was the when Eric Bieniemy was the running back, and they were one of the best teams in college football. Sal and Nessie was the head coach, or not the head coach. He was the quarterback, and he was one of the top quarterbacks in America. But he was banging Bill McCartney's daughter, the coach. So there was a scandal, and Bill McCartney benched him. And then Sal and Nessie came back and I guess won a big bowl game for him. But Sal and Nessie died a year later of cancer. So, Sal and Nessie should be retired, not Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
Was that his name? Did I just make that name up? Oh, wait. Hold on. Trying to think. I used to like Colorado back then.
Yeah. All right. So you got the Cowboys barely under 500. What about your Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. I think the Bears are going to be really good. I think on paper they're really good. I think that every terrible hole, including all of the coaching, I think that we improved all of that. I don't know if these guys can play together. I'm not worried about Caleb Williams or our offense. I think Ben's going to score 30 points a game, which is going to be really great. Probably more, but I'm a Chicago Bear fan, so I'm not going to get greedy. I worry about the Bears' schedule. For some reason, they have like one of the toughest schedules in all of football. Much of that is due to the fact that they're in the NFC North and they have to play all those NFC North teams twice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough division. I think 9 wins. I think 9 wins. I think maybe in the final week they're like breathing at a wild card or something. But I do not believe they have to win the Super Bowl or go deep in the playoffs for this to be a successful season. It's a brand new team with a second-year, highly touted quarterback and a brand new head coach. It's going to be a couple-of-year process, and I'm okay with it. I'm just happy to have optimism instead of the pessimism that I've had for the last since they hired John fucking Fox. That guy was on a boat.
Jay Cutler was your quarterback.
You should have never fired Lovey, but that's another argument. Lovey Smith should still be the coach.
You're right. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I 100% agree with that one.
I think Lovey Smith over Schottenheimer right now.
Seriously. So, well, look, I understand it because the next generation and everybody's looking for the hot young mind and all that. So Jerry loves that. But pound for pound, Lovey Smith is a better football coach than this kid who we elevated because his dad did some things in the 80s.
Right. Yeah.
Nepotism.
Yes.
Here we go. I see a trend.
All right. We're going to wrap this up.
Yeah. Are you hot over there? AC still not working?
Dude, the AC is still not working here in the studio.
Lord.
I've been in this stupid studio for like 6 hours today. This is my second shirt. This is the second one because the other one's completely wet.
Oh, shit. No? Well, yeah, let's close it on out, I guess. Yeah, that's it for me. Anybody got anything before we head out?
I got nothing.
Nope.
Hugs Moran has the vibe, and he's sweating his ass off.
Well said.
You don't know how to end this, do you? You have no idea how you're going to get out of this.
I usually drop it to Keith. Keith usually drops it to me, and then we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Make sure to check us out on the Sports Bros podcast right here on. We're not on Radio Misfits, but we are on the Sports Bros podcast, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a great.
We're making a mark in this shock house moment.